Hi everybody, Sahil Bora here from C++BetterExplained.com, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the scope and lifetime of variables that we declare in C++. So what can we define as the scope and the lifetime of variables? So what this means is that when I define scope and lifetime, the scope firstly refers to the region of the program where we have declared a variable and how it's accessible. Because variables in C++ have different scopes depending on where they are declared. And we're going to go into the different types of variable declarations that we can utilize in our C++ programs. And when we declare like these variables in our C++ programs, we also have to take into account the lifetime of these variables that are being utilized. Because as the lifetime refers to the duration for which a variable exists in memory. And these variables that we declare in our C++ programs have different lifetimes depending on how they are defined in our programs. So the first one that we're going to talk about is global scope variables. So global scope variables are variables which are global and which can be accessed anywhere in our C++ programs. But I've actually got another video which I previously uploaded on the channel explaining why we avoid using global variables. But still in today's video, I'm still going to explain the global scope of global variables and everything and all that. Because the key thing you need to understand with global scope variables is that variables declared outside of any function or class have that global scope, and which can be accessed anywhere in our C++ projects. And you do need to be careful when we are defining a global variable, which if you are using them, but it is best practice to avoid using global variables in our C++ program. So here we have a very basic example of a global variable declared, and how it's being utilized inside a function and how it's being utilized inside our main function here. Next, what we have is our local scope variable. So a local scope variable is a variable which is declared within a function that has a local scope, and that can only be accessed within the function. So if we have this function called local scope function, and we're printing out what the value is, it's going to be able to only print it out inside this function here. So if I try to access the local variable here inside this int main function, it's just going to print out a compile error. Sorry. Next, what we have is our class scope. So a class scope variable is which are variables are declared within a class that have a class scope, and that can only be accessed by a member of the function of that class. So we've got our class variable here inside the my class, which is declared in this my class, which has been defined, and then it's printing out what that variable value is, which would print out 30, and then we're creating an object of that class. So we've got my class, my object, which is an object of the my class class that we've got there, and then that's printing out what its value is right here. Now we're going to be talking about the lifetimes of these variables. So if we have a function that has the static keyword for its variable that is declared. So variables with the static storage duration have a lifetime that will last for the entire lifetime of that program. So that's normally declared by using the static keyword. So that value is going to remain the same the entire time of the duration of that program, as you can see in this example code that we've got here. Next, we have the automatic lifetime. So variables that are with the automatic storage duration normally have a lifetime that lasts until the block and so it lasts until which the block is executed, and then once that block has been finished, then it just moves on. And finally, what we have is dynamic lifelines. So dynamic lifeline variables, they utilize the new and delete keywords when we're using the dynamic variable type. So with that, so as I was saying before, they have a lifetime which is declared manually by the programmer by using the new and delete keyword. The new and delete keyword is primarily used when we're using pointers, when we're analyzing, when we're creating pointers which are being set and used and deleted within the heap of the program. So that explains the scopes and the lifelines of the different variable types in the C++ programming language. If this video has helped you out a lot, don't forget to smash that like button down below, and don't forget to click on that red button down below to subscribe to the latest videos of the C++ Better Explained YouTube channel. Are you still struggling learning how to program, but you can't seem to get the fundamentals? Well, it's time to finally change that forever, because if you really want to get guided by me, I can show you how to learn the fundamentals of the C++ programming language. And if you want to get started today, click on the link below to book a free 30-minute call with me, and I'll be able to have a phone call with you and go through the issues that you're having and the problems that you're trying to solve, and I'll be able to help you on the phone call and guide you on the best way to get started on learning the C++ programming language. And if you are still unsure, I still advise you to click on the link below and book that call today, because I'll be able to pinpoint your issues and guide you in the right direction of where you want to go in terms of learning the C++ programming language.